Hello everyone, MFPallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. In today's video, we have landed on Jim Raynor, the main camera material. What happened, Jimmy? What happened? So in the past year, we've seen an extremely small number of changes to Jim Raynor. Some of them were directed at him, some of them were not. So for instance, like a lot of characters lost Bolt of the Storm, the blink. Jim Raynor's no exception. Other characters got alternatives that kind of fit their theme. So for instance, just the one that's off the top of my head, we have Jaina, who applies her trait to anyone when she blinks in, and then Kerrigan, who can teleport in and then gets shields for her trait, her assimilation trait. Jim Raynor just straight up lost his. He is a character that's feeling more and more and more outdated as time progresses, unfortunately. The burst is so high in the game that in most cases, his E ability never has a chance to go off, or in some cases. Usually cases where people are playing characters that are successful in the game right now. There was a brief time when I thought Jim Raynor had an interesting tool to bring into a game, which was when you could go for Relentless Leader. So knockback enemies when you're stunned or rooted countered Shield Varian quite hard when he had his charge that would stun you. But that's really no longer the case, and this talent just kind of seems weird because then you can't get more survivability from healing, which you kind of need. I don't know. Let's put it this way. Off the top of your head, unless you have specifically read this or researched it, most people think that Jim Raynor's trait is his E abilities heal. His actual trait is increased attack range by 1, which other heroes in the game already have this attack range now. He's no longer the unique snowflake here, and he can see for 1 radius further as well. So strange. So strange.
Anytime you're ready.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves on the battlefield of eternity today. The friendly team, Jim Raynor, Tazdingo, Artanis, Tracer, and Genji. The enemy team, Valeera, Kerrigan, Garrosh, Diva, and Kel'Thuzad. Mother frickin' Zod. I do believe that we are just gonna pick up Adrenaline. Give me more here. It's a 2-lane map, so Seasoned Marksman doesn't make a ton of sense unless we're actually getting kills. Wait a minute, the Diva mech counts as a hero, so that would give us free stacks. Yeah, fuck it. We'll give it a try. Good luck, everyone. Our team comp's weird. We have a solo lane Tracer right now. It's real weird. So if you've never seen Jim Raynor before, I'm not too surprised. He's not a very popular character anymore, but his Q ability is a knockback, because what else would a ranged assassin need than an ability to knock the people you're trying to kill further away from you? You can use this to peel for yourself, of course. If someone's diving you, like a Kerrigan, we can knock her back. If Garrosh is attempting to land a, that on someone, we could potentially remove them from that situation. Wow, it's a lot of stuns. But usually you just kind of throw someone around and that's all. Pushes them away from you so you can't actually deal damage. That is on A. It says it's a 1-second cooldown. That is not true. All right, feels bad. What are we guessing, a 12? Based on that, probably a 12-second cooldown? How does Jim Raynor get tooltip bugs? He hasn't had anything changed in forever. How is he getting tooltip bugs? Oh, man. Our W ability is Inspire. Gain 30% attack speed for 6 seconds. Nearby allies gain half of this bonus. So pretty good for maps where you're trying to zerg down things like that. We actually should be able to give our Artanis and Tazdingo significant amounts of damage increases. Oh, shit! Theoretically. Let's move him away a little bit. Try to, anyway. Our Adrenaline Rush does trigger just now, keeping us alive, keeping us in the game. We also sippy cupped as well. We currently have 1 Seasoned Marksman stack because we've spent most of our game so far DED dead. Our E ability is the Adrenaline Rush, and that is a 30-second cooldown. Automatically activate to heal for 476 when Raynor is below 30% health. I imagine that in this game, you're going to see my main complaint for Raynor, which is when you are actually getting low on health, this never actually kicks in before the enemy team can burst you down. We are going to give ourselves that attack speed increase, though, and hopefully finish off this garage. We now see Diva incoming as well, but we are going to be taken down. That was my fault. This is 100% a positioning mistake and not a hero mistake there. And as we already mentioned, our trait is just one more attack range and one more vision range. What the fuck was that? That was worse than mine, and mine was pretty bad. But hey, Tracer cleaning it up. We're going to be fine. So Tazdingo and Artanas are on the Immortal right now. I'm going to go join them. We are going to pick up Vigorous Assault because I want to heal myself. Focused Attack is usually the go-to here if I do, if I'm not mistaken. But we want to go for Vigorous Assault just to try to stay alive a little bit more versus this team. Of course, Vigorous Assault also scales with our, are we just dead? No, we're all right. We got a little bit of healing. Okay. Good fight, everyone. I'll just be over here. You guys are doing great, though. You're doing really well. I'm really proud. So the harder we hit, potentially the more we could heal for if we're not just completely killed by the enemy team. Going into the later half of this game, we can get some interesting cooldown reduction, which I'm actually looking forward to. I think that's the unique part of playing Jim Raynor. His ability to lower his cooldowns works in a way that no other character has or ever had, or it's just cool. Basically, you have to kill a minion. Watch this. Woo! Fancy! If you kill minions, it lowers all of your cooldowns, not just basic abilities, and we'll start to do that pretty soon. So I'm going to increase our attack speed and focus down this Immortal as fast as we can. Our team should be able to win this, and we do. 2 regen globes are going to be popping up in the middle here. We'll grab those to get our mana back, and then I'll push the off lane. I'll get off. Go, 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 go. I mean, it could, we could probably improve our sieging potential by giving that attack speed bonus to our team, but, you know, who knows. When I think of Jim Raynor, unfortunately, I think of this one guy who I played with in the alpha who was really just over the top about how Jim Raynor was actually a support. And basically, he never attacked anything and flamed the team the whole time. Grade A troll. Really got under my skin. Really bad. I'm actually not too sure why he did, but oh my god, it bothered me so much. Diva Div dived forward there for a moment, but she is going to retreat back to the sippy cup. She almost has enough energy to explode. Ideally, we want to kill her mech. I don't think we're going to be able to, though. No. Our Immortal did get a lot done up there, pushing past the keep, so that's pretty good for the first Immortal of the game. I mean, that's like ideal. That's what you want. That's what you're looking for. We are going to go for putting on a clinic. Whenever an enemy minion Raynor has recently damaged is destroyed, his ability cooldowns are reduced by 1.5 seconds. Now, what the fuck does recently mean? I don't really know. It doesn't really say. Yet another problem that Jim Raynor has. But this is every ability, not basic abilities. Battle momentum has almost been completely phased out of the game, but for quite some time, that was every ability and not just basic abilities. But of course, several years ago, that was nerfed, and now it's more or less removed from the game. I can't think of anyone that actually still has, actually still has battle momentum. Let's try to move ourselves away from this. That healing actually came in handy there. What do you know? That worked out. We do have our sippy cup, so we can go ahead and grab that. And if we continue to sit in this lane and kill these minions, we are going to be lowering the cooldown of our adrenaline rush, so we can get that up a little bit more often with this build. God damn it. I hate Garrosh so much. I hate him so much. I don't understand why Pally can't just play versus the Garrosh. I don't understand why you aren't perfect at everything either. Fuck. All right, felt good to get that out, you know. Felt real good. Fuck off, Garrosh. Fuck, no! Please! Please, leave me alone! No, 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 no! Oh, God.
Rise stronger than before, hero.
Okay, at level 10, we can actually do some interesting things with Raynor's Raiders, and it's going to trigger a lot of people, so I think it'll be fun. I think it's important to think outside of the box when you're playing Jim Raynor, though, so we're going to use these Raynor's Raiders to split push. They are basically banshees that we summon out, and we can tell them where to go. They are cloaked for some time, but when they start attacking, they come out of the cloak, I believe. I don't know, it's been a long time, boys. Been a long time since I felt the need to play Jim Laner. But it can be a pretty cool ability. The enemy team is level 10. They're moving in. They're taking our camps, and there's not too much we can do about it. But we might be able to pick up a kill on Kerrigan here. Hey, we got healed back up. What do you know? Tracer did go in and get taken down, unfortunately. Let's see if we can hit this Valeera a little bit. We do. I'll go ahead and clean up this camp. Get Raynor's Raiders out and send them to the bottom lane. Now, these bad boys last for 22 seconds. But if they're killing things, like they should be, like we can micro them in between minions and shit. If they're killing things, they're going to be reducing our cooldowns for the next Banshee. So theoretically, we can do a lot of pushing with these. They kind of just last forever. Oh, look at those season marksman stats, boys. I mean, 22 seconds, I guess, is not forever, but they last a pretty long time. I gave attack speed bonuses. That's all I got. I'll try to knock them away. How the Banshees doing? Hey, they died. But you know what? Actually, I don't think they did anything. Did that not work? 80-second cooldown. We took maybe 30 seconds off while we were doing that. I guess their cooldown doesn't start while they're out. Kerrigan got treatment in this past year where the Ultralisk cooldown kind of, it ticks away while the Ultralisk is still alive. I kind of thought Jim Raynor had the same treatment, but I guess not. Anyway, we'll just go into this lane, make sure we're last hitting whoever the tower is hitting, and we'll be able to get that cooldown reduction good to go again. Look, team, I'll be up here by myself. Be doing Jim Laner things. Oh, hey. Yeah, we'll call in Banshees for this. There's our adrenaline rush. I mean, let's micro our Banshees out of the way. Like down here. And then send them in specifically to kill that mercenary. We'll grab this camp. Micro the Banshees away from Diva. I mean, this part of Jim Raynor has always been here, and it's always been my favorite part. The weird little micro that you can do for absolutely no reason. That's always been enjoyable to me. And the fact that we can get cooldown reduction and just kind of do that all the time, I think is pretty cool. But still, it's weird, man. It's real weird. Oh, fuck! That didn't go as well as I wanted. I fucking walked into it after. I was like, I'm gonna bait Diva into thinking I'm gonna stand in this. And then I baited myself into standing in it. Oh my goodness. All right, we just need to kill stuff to get our heal back off cooldown. We'll grab the Regen Globe. We're not gonna let her back because she is trying to defend her base and we don't want her to do that. Really? This was your plan? Really? What the fuck? All right, well, at level 30, have I really been sitting on this talent for so long? Holy shit. I'm gonna go for Giant Killer. Looks like our team won though. Cheat. And that's Jim Laner. Winning cause he was in the lane. I realized that this maybe wasn't the most exciting video to fuck you, I didn't do anything. I realized that this maybe wasn't the most exciting video to watch. And I barely brought up any points, and I played poorly and still got MVP. But that is the life of Jim Raynor these days. I think he's one of the most underwhelming characters in the game. And while this build is a little unique and a little different for him to approach the battlefield, his kit in general is so lifeless that it's hard for me to feel excited about him like I used to. I don't know why. I mean, I thought he was simple to play before, but at least he was interesting. By the way, this used to be his trait. Putting on a clinic used to be his trait. Isn't that much more exciting? Just a way to approach battle with putting on a clinic, and then you could change up your build to be different, but nah, man. A card to play at level 20 is pretty interesting. Whenever a hero, ally, or enemy is killed, the cooldown of Jim Raynor's heroic ability is reduced by 15 seconds. This can allow you, if you couple that with putting on a clinic and Hyperion, to fire off multiple Hyperions potentially in a team fight. Hyperion does have a 100-second cooldown, so it's not the easiest thing to do in the world, but Hyperion can do a bit of zoning. As far as interesting bugs that Jim Raynor had for a while, this was probably before like last year, but Giant Killer was actually proccing extra damage on Hyperion for quite some time. And I believe you could also get Season Marksman stacked up, and that would add damage to Hyperion as well. Not working as intended, but you know, there's that. So, pretty underwhelming video. My bad, team. But that's Jim Raynor for you. Up next, we have Rhaegar. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And I'll see you all next time.